Apple just dropped an incredible release for Final Cut Pro with Final Cut Pro 11, and one of my favorite features in here is magnetic masks. This is truly incredible and a great addition to Final Cut Pro. In this video, we're going to dive in how it works and creative uses for it, so let's jump right in. Now, if you're unfamiliar with masks, it actually lets you cut out an area of a video or create an effect on a specific part of a video. So this is really great when you want to actually cut your subject out of the background, or you want to add a specific color grade to the background or to your subject. In Apple's new magnetic mask feature makes this super easy by automatically tracking the subject for you. So after you've updated Final Cut Pro to Final Cut Pro 11, you'll see new options for magnetic mask in the interface. So let me show you the 3 ways that you can access this option in Final Cut. So you can see here, I'm already in a project. You can click the magic wand and hit Add Magnetic Mask. So once you click that, you'll actually have the ability to use this little dropper and select your subject. See right there how it automatically picked the person. The second way you can also do it is to go over to your effects panel and type in magnetic mask, and you can see here it's a standard effect, and you can just drag it right onto your clip of what you want to highlight. So as you can see, as I drag around, it's selecting different subjects using machine learning to figure out what you're trying to select. Of course, I'm going to pick the person in this one, so you just drag and drop right there, and you can see it selected the subject. That's by far my favorite way to do this. Additionally, you can hit Control Command M and also set up a magnetic mask. So once you have a mask set up, you can add areas with the eyedropper like this. You can see how it's adding areas. I'm going to undo these, but you can also subtract by hitting Option. So if you want to remove an area, if it's not perfect, you can get it just right. This obviously depends if you have a complex subject. I really have had the best results with this when it's on people or a really clear subject. If you're trying to do a larger scene or trying to do like a horizon, I've noticed it doesn't work as well. So for right now, I really recommend only doing it for people or objects. You can also edit the feather of the effect. So depending on the subject you have, you might have specific hairs or something like that that aren't working correctly. So you can actually expand or contract the effect of the mask over here. Now, once you have a mask selected, all you have to do is go over to the top left up here and hit Analyze. This will go through every frame and actually pick out the subject that you picked and create that mask over the course of the clip. So you can see here, I'm on an M1 Max MacBook Pro, so it's going fairly quickly, almost real time, and it'll be done in about a second. So now that we have a magnetic mask on our subject, there is so much you can do. You can easily color grade the scene and exclude or include your subject, or my favorite is actually including text behind the subject. So let me show you how to do that. I'm actually going to duplicate the clip right here on top of my current one. So now you can see we have 2 clips stacked that are the same. And on the top one, I'm going to keep the magnetic mask. And then on the bottom one, I'm going to disable the magnetic mask. So now you can see we have 2 clips on top of each other. And between those 2 clips is where we're going to put our title. So let me show you how that works. So if we just drag a title between the 2 layers, you can see now we have text that's actually going to go between the 2 layers. And just like that, we have a clip now where the subject is over top of the letters. And I love to do this effect on travel videos where you include the name of the place and you could have a subject walking by and you can reveal the name of the place or something like that. And this makes it really easy. Additionally, if you're making a tutorial video, you can have logos going behind your subject, just like this. Super easy, and this makes it so much easier. Before, I was paying for mRoto from Motion VFX, which is a great plugin, but this kind of eliminates the need for it. Now, of course, since we have a second layer here, we can also modify filters and things like that. So if you want to edit the color grade on the subject, you can easily do that with this. So let me move on to another scene and show you one thing I also really like about this. So you can see here, I have a video of me walking in the woods. Now, like I showed you earlier, when you drag magnetic mask onto the scene, it actually lets you pick where you want to put that magnetic mask. But the best thing is all of the effects in Final Cut actually work with this. So if we go back down here to our effects panel, for example, the color board, very popular way to edit the colors in your scene. You can actually drag that onto your scene and it'll automatically make a magnetic mask for that specific thing. So I'm going to drop that on there and I'm going to hit Analyze, and this will take probably a couple seconds here. And once it's done, you can see I only have 1 clip here, but I have a color board that's only for that specific mask. So you can see how you can edit your exposure, things like that. Super easy, great way to edit your subject, and it's only applying to the magnetic mask area. Now, if you have an area that's glitchy, you can also go through to the magnetic mask area. If you don't see this here, you can right click and do Show Magnetic Mask. Right now I have it open, so it says hide. So if you already have one open, you can click here and actually drag and actually delete an area of the magnetic mask. So if you want to refine a specific area and brush in, so just like this, and hit analyze, it'll only do that part that you deleted. So if you're really trying to fine tune what you're doing with magnetic masks, this is a great way to do it segment by segment. But overall, I've seen it work really well. Let me show you a scene that I was actually impressed that it worked well with. Now I have a video clip here of my buddy shooting photos. Now let me go to the beginning, and I'm actually going to just select magnetic mask again, and we'll drag that onto the clip, and I'll select my friend here, and I'm going to hit analyze. As you can see, our original subject actually gets obscured by the person he's photographing in the foreground, but the magnetic mask still sticks on the original subject, which I find so impressive. And of course, if you want to include multiple magnetic masks, you can do that, of course. Apple has thought of everything. So if we go up here and click this little button here, we can hit add magnetic mask and actually include the foreground subject too. And you can see we have a different tracking color here. So if you want to include a different effect on that person, you can easily do that. Just remember to analyze that layer as well so you get the full effect of the mask. Additionally, if you only want to see the mask you're currently selecting on the right here, you can just click this little layer icon and it'll actually show you all the masks or just the one that you're working on. And once you have your mask made, you can also click the mask button over here and actually invert it if you want, depending on the effect that you're going for. And it doesn't just work on people, like I said, it also works on vehicles, objects, things like that. So let me highlight this plane here. And you can see here, it's not fully grabbing it. So I'm going to do the top area here, and then we can actually hit plus on the wings. We'll zoom in a bit so we can get more specific with our edit here. And we'll hit hold option to subtract and remove the background here. And then select the plane more. And then we can click analyze. And you can see it's easily tracking the plane. I've also noticed it will struggle with really complex scenes or a really large subject. And for the example here, we have trees in the foreground that are obscuring the subject. We'll drag the magnetic mask on, and you can see it didn't really see the foreground elements. So let's zoom in a little bit, and we'll subtract. And you can see it's not really fully grasping all of the areas. You could definitely sit here and refine it for a really long time, but I'm really hoping to see this improve in the future. But the way it is right now is incredible. And I'm very impressed to Apple for adding this because this is a great addition to Final Cut Pro. And best of all, if you have a Mac and you already have Final Cut Pro purchased, you can just upgrade for free. There's no subscription. It's all one cost. And that's it. Let me know what you think in the comments about magnetic masks. Overall, I'm super impressed and I'm really happy. And if you enjoyed this video, remember to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.